September 7th, Friday, we received the news that Mac Miller has passed away. Just very tragic. And coincidentally, recently we were just reacting to his music, his new album that came out, Swimming.
Wow. It's like real ass music. Real ass shit. The boogie. You got a boogie to this.
You know, so he was a topic in our discussions all the time. We would talk about him all the time recently, whether if it was his music or just we saw him on social media. It was active, you know. So it's heavier. It's heavier than expected because also is even his own. I believe his closest people close to him were saying like they didn't see him being. It's not a case of like self-inflicted, like, you know, he wasn't suicidal or something recently. They saw him pretty much like happy and stuff. So it's something that you just don't know like how to grasp it, how to kind of put your mind around the fact that it actually happened. You know, reports are saying overdose.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, was the drug like how could this? There was no one around. Like how? Like it's just, and it was in his own home. It's just, I believe it was like around noontime they said too. So imagine like around the afternoon, the middle of the day. It was just, it's very hard to think about this type of thing. Like,
and you know, he talks about it freely in his music, his drug use, and he never glorified it. You know what I'm saying? He just felt as if this was something that he needed. He said he didn't like being sober, you know, and it was different for him. He needed the pain to like sort of numb himself. He said when marijuana wasn't doing it for him, he had to get something stronger. And he said marijuana was like too much in his head. He wanted to get out of his own head. So there's a lot of like interviews he talks about this stuff. And when he was in Los Angeles, living in Los Angeles a few years ago, he was in a very dark place, he said. And he was all by himself too. And this time we found him by himself again. And a lot of times when these people are drug users, avid drug users, they tend to be, you know, lonely people. Not even necessarily lonely, they just like to do things by themselves, especially their drugs. Because, you know, it's not a thing that they like to talk about freely in a positive connotation. No, it's like something they're ashamed of. So, you know, he was kind of ashamed of that. And he said he didn't want to be that corny. He said he'd rather be a corny white rapper than an overdosed mess.
mm-hmm.
And, you know, unfortunately, he died because of that.
It's scary.
It is scary. I agree 1,000%. And it's sad to see the fact that obviously this isn't the first time we see this. It's something that we've seen throughout the years with great artists, big influence people, not influencers. And you would think, right, like the world will begin to see that actually these things are so dangerous, but yet they still lean towards them. And it always starts off with one small thing, you know, your body starts getting used to it. You have to go for the next thing. And that's how it continues to go until you get to the point where you tried everything and you get to the most dangerous one, and it gets to the point where you have to take it so often to try to feel better because of the fact that your body now relies on it. And because it relies on it, you know, you feel alright, you feel normal, but your body's just starting to shut down. And you have no way of really, if you think about it, you have no way of actually knowing that that's happening until you get that hit. You feel me?
And you have no way of controlling it too. That's so sad. Like, you've created a tolerance for these drugs, and you have no way of controlling your urges anymore because it's so ingrained in you remember what D said? He said, like, I take so much drugs, like, I think my body would react in a bad way if I stopped taking it, because I've done it for so many years. And he's like, I feel fine with it, but now, like, if I stop doing it, what's gonna happen? Is that, am I gonna get sick, or like...
Yeah, because you grow a tolerance for it. And there's situations where a lot of that happens with alcoholism. Doctors say it a lot. When there's people who are so alcoholic to the point that if they don't drink, they get sick. Because they've so, it's almost like it's their daily routine. It's part of their blood at this point. When they don't do it, they
get into a state of withdrawal.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary, but...
I went through that when I was a young child. My dad was really into alcohol and shit, and it was scary. It gets to the point where, you know, you don't even want to be around them. But that being said, us as the people who see these things and are around these people, and we know the damage that it can do to them, we must do something, intervene in some type of way, and try to get them to stop. Try to get them to stop doing these drugs. Try to get them to just stay away from them and keep them busy and just try to prevent them from actually even thinking of them. You feel me? I don't know how it functions. I've never done drugs. I've never done anything like that. But I know for a fact that, like, me, myself, if I keep myself busy, I'd even, like, think about eating. I'm not even, like, hungry or anything like that. You feel me? So, like, I'm assuming there's certain things like that can work. But that's the thing, too. Like, and then when stuff like this happens, you know, people come out and start like, oh, you know, it's sad, this and that, whatever. Ugly God said it himself. Respect to you for actually even saying that like everybody now is mourning him and everything, but like when he dropped his album, people were like, oh, who the fuck still listens to him? Oh, I didn't even know he existed anymore, this and that, whatever. Like, the world is so like self-centered, you know, and they either care when something really just conflicts them, a lot of people, or when somebody just passes away, because they want to be, what would you say, like right there they get in touch with their like humane side.
Yeah.
But like after they just said that, they just go back to their own ways. Like, I
think it's very true.
You know?
People are very insensitive. You know, just because you don't listen to him no more, doesn't mean the whole world stopped listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's not trending or he's not mainstream as other artists or doing things for clout doesn't mean he's not impacting the lives of millions of other people.
Yeah.
Just because he's not impacting yours directly doesn't mean he's not doing it for your friends or your family. So
you can clearly see that he was this whole time, you know.
And all these artists coming out, I've never seen so many artists back up
Yeah.
one person who passed away like that.
It's almost like as if he was like the unknown, like kind of
Glue.
DJ Khaled of the industry, like someone that just knows everyone,
Glue,
but
man.
doesn't make it public.
Yeah, he was, and everybody talked about how he was such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh my
He
God.
helped out like a lot of people, like SZA, Chance, you know.
Bro, even Black in 2010, when Black was in college, he said that he went to his dorm room, and he told him Black wanted to drop out. He was like, I just want to focus on music. Like, this stuff is like getting in my way. This school shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, nothing is really getting in your way because life makes music for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through life in order to make this music. You have to gain these experiences. So nothing is useless, he said. So go through it, he said. And that's like beautiful advice to tell a kid who's on the brinks of dropping out because he wants to just fully devote his life to his craft. Well, your life complements your craft.
Yeah. It's crazy because
he was very wise, man. He was
very wise. He's like the one that you would never.
26 years old.
Young.
And he was in this shit for the longest time, man.
He was in there for a good 10 plus, meaning that he was in this bitch as a teenager.
Yo,
that's what's crazy.
Man. People don't even realize he was before Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa looked up to him. Wiz Khalifa walked into the studio session and saw Mac Miller, and everybody knew that was Mac Miller. And you know what I'm saying? That's how that whole Pittsburgh shit started. It was from Mac Miller.
Yeah.
You know.
Because he was like, if you really think about it, when it comes to the blog era of rap, when Hot New Hip Hop, Rap Radar, all these blogs started popping, and there was these mixtapes and these artists that were, going cohesively along with this reveal. That he was one of them. His kids' tape was one of them.
In my own fast jet so I can go anywhere.
One of those tapes that people highlighted and spoke about a lot, and people were like, oh, wait a minute. Especially because obviously the factor of, oh, he's a white rapper, but on top of that, he actually raps really well, and he respects. He would talk about and sample Nas, and that whole tape he would have little samples of older rappers. So it was like, wait a minute, this guy is very humble and also knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
And let's pay attention to this guy, and look what he's grown into. You know what I'm saying? Every single project after that, there's moments of that you can highlight when it comes to his musicianship, when he plays instruments and he's singing, and it's not just rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, another rapper died, another artist died. No, this is, let alone the fact that he's just a human. Any human that dies should be mourned, but let alone the fact that he was an important artist, someone that was very skilled.
He had a huge impact.
Impact. He would talk to celebrities, whether they were basketball players. Carl Anthony Towns,
his best friend,
his favorite artist and best friend. He said, who would have known? And then you got all these artists coming out of the woodwork, and we're like, wait a minute, no, let's realize the fact that Mac Miller impacted all these people. He was one of those people that I remember years ago. He had the house in L.A. and people would record there all the time.
Yeah.
All the Odd Future would be there.
Yeah.
Kendrick, all these rappers would just slide through and record. It was like an open house session.
Bro, he would help young artists coming up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, all these young guys coming up, he was there for
He
them.
put people before himself.
And I don't get why, why we don't realize that that's beautiful quality in a human being, to be humble and not talk about what you're doing. Like, he wasn't haughty, he wasn't boastful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just doing what he did as a human being. You know, like, come on. And he, when you saw him, you didn't think of color.
No.
You know, like, he was, look at the white rapper. When you think of white rapper, you think of MGK.
Yeah.
But you don't think of Mac Miller like that. He's respected.
Yeah.
He never started any controversy. He wasn't in it for the wrong intentions. He loved what he did, and he was great at it.
Yeah. Even in his interviews, you can definitely see that he was a different type of human, man. The way he talked, the way he carried himself, and recently there was a lot of things going on with him as well. You know, the DUI, he almost died in that car crash. You know what I'm saying? Coincidentally, a month ago, he almost died in a car crash. You know what I'm saying? He survived that. So it's like, it's very chilling story. Everything around this is something that definitely is never going to be forgotten about. We're going to remember this for the rest of our lives. And
I remember this year for the rest of our lives.
This year especially, all these deaths.
Yeah.
Lil Peep, Fredo Santana,
Well, Lil Peep was last.
XXX. No, but it's been like within a year. A time span of within a year.
Fredo.
So all these deaths, when they pile up, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And the year is not over yet. The year's not over yet. So all these things, we need to realize that we right now are witnessing history. We're part of history, and these are things that we're going to be telling our children and the future generations. We're going to be looking back at and being like, oh my God, yeah. Oh, Mac Miller. Who's Mac Miller, Dad? Oh, who's Mac Miller? Look at these goddamn videos, because he has phenomenal visuals.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal interviews.
It's like, what would you say? It's like, for example, us looking back at like Elvis Presley and all this, right? You feel me? So like, later on, as the years go, our children, they're gonna look back at it, and it's gonna be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like history repeating itself, if you think about it. You feel me?
And these artists, man, when a person talks about that they need help, they do need help.
Yeah.
You know, his ad lib and the song called Drugs with Ab Soul said, I need help. His ad lib said, I need help.
Yeah.
So, let's help. Even J. Cole talked about it. He sent out a tweet after his death. J. Cole was so sad about this, man. You know, we need to help these people. If you see a friend, family, or anybody, stranger, that's going through these things and has symptoms of these things without you even knowing that they're, abusing drugs, ask them, yo, what's going on with you? Get closer to them. I also believe that the opposite of addiction is connection. I think if you connect, I think nobody really wants to get hooked on drugs. I think people just want to escape something, maybe run away from something too. So they
Yeah.
do these drugs, but what if we connected with them?
Yeah. If you see that somebody's really hesitant at the fact that they want to open up, it's for a good reason. There's obviously ways you can approach them. Don't fucking shove yourself down their throat. Don't do that, because then you make them more secluded. Go at it easily. Become their friend. Not because you just want to help them, but because you genuinely want to be their friend. You want to know who they are. You want to know why they do the stuff they do. You want to know their past. You want to know what they want to do. And, slowly but surely help them. I can't, I don't know. For example, like me and my family, drugs, alcohol has really run into drugs. And, it just runs in the family. It just really does. Just recently I had a cousin, 2 cousins actually. One of them is in a coma because of alcohol and drugs. The other one, he's in the hospital badly injured in a motorcycle accident because of alcohol. This is what I'm talking about. We all see it around us, right? But yet, so many people still lean towards them.
And it's because of the culture too.
Yeah.
This whole fucking culture,
It's
especially
like
our
cool
generation
and all
now, that this is cool to do
nonsense. It's
things
really not.
like drugs and let's go party and we have to have fun, so let's drink, and then you get hooked on it. And then when you're not even partying or doing these things, you still have the dependency now on it.
Yeah.
So it's like a perpetuating cycle. When we cut that shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's cut that shit. These things are not cool. You're not helping anybody out. You're wasting your money on top of it. You're gonna stay in the same place, and then your friends are gonna mourn your death. That's not cool shit.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. You're not only damaging yourself, you're damaging everybody around you. And is it really worth it to be in those last seconds of you grasping your life and now regretting all the dumb shit you've done? You feel me? Do you really want to get to that point? Help out people. Help yourself out. Become a fucking influence. You feel me? Not a bad influence, a good influence. And I know that certain of these artists obviously get into these type of things to influence others to not do them. But there's other ways also. It just gets to the point where if you yourself cannot seem to keep yourself away from these, obviously seek help. Seek fucking help. It's not fun to see people pass away because of them. It's really not. It hurts. We didn't know him personally, but it bothers us.
He's a brother, man. He's a fucking brother, and we love his artistry, and we love the person he portrayed himself to be. And it's sad. We literally lost a brother, and we can't afford to lose you, and you, and you, and you know what I'm saying? That can't happen. You lose a friend, and that friend could have became so influential in the world, and not even in the world, that friend could have helped out your family and other friends, and we have little worlds ourselves within our communities, and that person could have been such an impactful person in the community, but it was taken away because was maybe too afraid to ask for help, was stigmatized if he did, he or she did, it seems taboo and it seems corny, and you look down upon when you ask for help. That's not right.
We have to help. Don't be like, I don't know if you guys saw it. What's that guy's name? Whack 100 or something? Bro, he's talking dumb. Talking stupid.
What happened?
Saying that he deserved it and shit. All these kids with the drugs and you guys don't really, no. You're being fucking stupid. You're being ignorant. You're being really cold-hearted. A lot of times when people do these things, like you said, it just gets to the point where you're so fucking immune to them that you have to do it. You cannot control yourself.
I don't think anybody realizes. I'm pretty sure 1,000,000,000% that Mac didn't want to keep on doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yo, it's not it's a disease.
Yeah, and it's a fact that people, when it comes to the drug world, when we ever use a drug, it always tends to be not solely that one drug. People always throw up for excuse, alcohol, because it's a legal drug. But alcohol is a drug, people. We need to accept that and, realize that that's something that leads to a lot of deaths by itself. So why mix it with anything else? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he was drinking in the little videos he posted and stuff. He's always drinking, so he's not gonna overdose on alcohol, obviously. So he mixed it with whatever else he was doing. Woke up maybe a little hungover, and then just started to maybe do whatever it is, because we don't know the drug that it is. You know what I'm saying? But obviously it was a hard drug, something that you can overdose on. It wasn't weed. You can't overdose on weed. So he was obviously doing something else, and that's very sad. And the fact that also we're dealing with the realm of musicians, music, it goes to show you the entire year how, and it reminds you how impactful music is. Music is the universal language of the world. You can play music in a different country, and they don't know a lick of the word, but they're still going to dance to it. That's how powerful music is. And all the celebrities that seem to have been passing away this year have been mostly musicians, you know, these artists that they're artists, and they do leave an impact. So thankfully we can see and always remember these impacts that they left. The music that now, on top of already has been left behind, will now be created and inspired. More artists will now be inspired off of Mac's music and the way he was going. Maybe they can sample his ideas or something, whatever they want to do with it, you know. We got an email today from a supporter saying, "Oh, guys, I made this music, a rapper," and he released this song called Malcolm.
R.I.P. to Mac Miller. Faces. We all got faces. Life is tough. Heartbreak, love lost, never getting what you paying for. Hard to handle when they shut the doors and all you really wanted was a lifetime with the right one in the sunshine. Key to loving is the right mind. Show me something I can feel inside. See you happy with a new man. Gave up on me in the hard times. Why he look just like me? Tattoos in the dark eyes. Truth about it, it was my...
He said that he dedicated to him, and he talks about all of Mac Miller's memories and everything. And things like that is just going to keep on growing, you know what I'm saying? It's been, I would say, how long has it been since X's death? 2 months or a month or something?
June 18?
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since that, and it still feels like it just happened yesterday. That feeling's it's never gonna go away. You know, these artists have left their imprint on the world, and we gotta keep on sharing that imprint the more that we can.
We cannot let their impact go to waste.
No.
That's like us, you know, God forbid, us passing away. And with that being said, or that happening, we would love and we would want for the people who support us and everything to continue on spreading the positivity that we've been spreading and that we want to spread upon the whole world.
Like, the whole point of everything that we've done is to showcase, like, how much
let
we love this
Don't
shit.
let their spirit, their existence go in vain.
Yeah. I mean, we got 350 videos. You know what I'm saying? You can watch one a day for a whole entire year. You know what I'm saying? We create these things because we want to leave these memories behind, not for ourselves to look back on, but for the world. You know what I'm saying? This is in the public eye, so that also goes to show you that, you know, we're not promoting negative. We're always keep it positive. We always have these little hints. There's never no purely bullshit. No.
Oh man, we
Never
laugh, we have fun.
Never gonna happen. So maybe take that on with your own life on a daily basis. Carry that with yourselves in your daily basis. And you know, you can prevent this sort of thing from happening to a friend of yours, to a cousin of yours, anyone, you know what I'm saying, a stranger on the street. One day you might just see them, you might see, you know, they feel some type of way, you feel like this guy's kind of fidgeting a little bit too much, like, ask him, "Oh, you good, man? Is everything good? Is everything all right?"
Yeah.
Maybe he hasn't heard those words from his own family within a couple years. And that stranger, it like makes him be like, "Damn."
My acting teacher
I'm
told me
not
that
alone.
yesterday. She was arguing with her husband on the phone and picking up the kids, and she was in a hurry in Starbucks, blah blah. And she was like, this kid looked up to her, and he was like, "Are you okay? Like, are you okay? You need some help?" And she cried. And she cried to him, and she was like, "Thank you for asking." Like it seems like nobody's like.
That's the thing. People don't realize the huge impact you can have on other people. You can easily go up to a person, hold the door open for them, say good morning, you look very nice today, or
You look
something,
good today.
and could easily change
I like
their
your
whole
hair.
fucking day. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, you can truly have a huge impact in one's world. You really can. You feel me?
It's just about stepping out of your own ego, your pride, this idea, this construct that you have of yourself, and you can't get out of that, and you want to like the world's against you. When in reality, let's embrace the world, and let's open the door for us to enter through the world and
my G, we're all the
touch
same.
people.
We're all the same.
Like you would want
fucking
somebody to
human
do that to you. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
Wow, I like your hair, man. Oh, I like them glasses. Thank you.
No,
Shit.
but you got people out here, you know, trying to make you feel like shit, talking shit, you know.
People too gangster.
Saying you look like this. Oh, you should
People
go
too
kill
cool.
yourself. This and that.
The fuck?
You're
the
fucking
fuck?
ignorant. You're fucking
I don't want to
dumbass.
touch about that.
That's like people saying that shit to you. Put yourself in the shoes of others. Stop being so self-centered. Everybody's the fucking same. You ain't at a higher level because you have more money or because this and that you look this way. No. We're all the fucking same. We're all gonna end up in the same fucking spot underground.
Doesn't matter what you do. It only matters how you do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, nigga. Jeffrey, I forgot his last. Jeffrey Owens, maybe. The actor in the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy that was
He
working, I think.
works at a supermarket,
At Trader Joe's.
and people were defaming him and talking shit about him.
He spoke really well about it.
Bro, listen. It doesn't matter what I do, what job it is. It's all a human service.
Yeah.
We
It's
need
all
garbage
needed.
men.
Yeah, we need
We
them.
we need plumbers. We don't look at these celebrities and think they're above you.
Yeah.
They're not. They maybe make more money. They maybe have more benefits, health-wise, whatever.
It just doesn't matter though.
But what they do is not more important than what you do.
Yeah.
You know, what you do is very beautiful. Have pride in what you do. Don't let other people bring you down. So we're always on this fucking thing of like, I'm better than you. You ain't shit. Nobody's nothing. Nobody's nothing. Like, I don't get that whole idea. I don't get the concept.
Yeah. It's crazy. Another plane passing over. When we did the X video, a plane passed over too. The same time. Like right now, 30 minute in. That's crazy.
Also, on the other side, they talk about people who do drugs as if they're bad people. They talk about these things very lightly, and they don't know how deep it really goes. Everybody does drugs for different reasons, and they get hooked on it for different reasons. You're nobody to talk bad about them. What you should say is, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And once they try it, it's addicting, so it feels good.
And that's what artists cope with. And if you're an artist, you're gonna be around other artists. You know what I'm saying? So you're
And
gonna
it's
see
just
that. Oh, he's
influence.
coping with that. Maybe that can help me cope.
We have to take care of one another. If you see, even family, friends, if you see somebody really going through something, don't be afraid to seek help for them.
Speak
if
up.
If you can't help them yourself, and it's a sad thing.
Ask more questions rather than kind of just judge off what you just see. Be more involved, more informed, see what's really going on.
And we're one to always talk about that. Even in the future, Future said, rest up, Big Brother Mac. Future is going through very similar situations.
Pretty sure he probably connected. He saw that. He
Yeah.
said, wait a minute. This guy died.
And we always say when we listen to these artists and the music, and we could hear the drug talk, they need some help, guys.
Yeah.
If you're close to them, we wish that these artists would watch our videos like that and realize, like, we love you. We don't want to see you die, bro. Like, you're important to us.
Yeah.
Can you take care of yourself?
Idealistically, there should be some sort of team or something
like
within the industry that's actually caring about the artist rather than caring about, is this good for this sale? Is this good for this No, let's actually break down the artist, make sure they're okay, and see what's really going on. Because at the end of the day, without them, you have no more creation for the creation of that said art. So why would you risk them just, putting their life at risk for such promotion or such message? Let's not do that, you know what I'm saying? So, we could hopefully, maybe one day, who knows what the possibilities happen, but Complex Ambition, the team could be these people going to these artists. We were talking about it in the swimming reaction that we wanted to, meet Mac or go to his concert,
Before he passed, we said.
Before it's too late, and look what happened, It's very chilling. Everything about it is very chilling. And it's it's pretty interesting to observe everything that's been happening. All these artists reacting to this death, because you can literally see the first-hand connection that he had to them. One that stood out to me was Static Selecta. He produced Mac's biggest song, Trump, the Trump song on that Donald Trump shit, and he showed how he punched the shit out of the plaque when Trump won. He punched the shit out of it. It was shattered, but he still had it, but it was shattered.
Wow.
Because it was like, they made that song, but obviously they would never think that, oh, Trump's gonna run for president. The song was way before the time of that. You know, even Smack himself spoke out about it a bunch of times, kind of like regretting, like, damn, I wish I never made that song now. But he was looking at that plaque and he broke down crying, because it's like, it's crazy how the world works. He punched that plaque, now the guy's president, and now my friend's dead, he said. Is like, wow. That one touched me. I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know, and that's a producer who we worked with a lot. And, man, I love that, because it's like, wow, man. It goes to show you, like, this art shit is real life. This shit impacts people on a daily basis. And it's something that's why we love it so much, man. We love music, and his music is something that me, myself, I loved. I listened to his mixtapes growing up. Like I was saying earlier, the blog era rap, whenever you would log on, you would see him pop up, always a little feature, a little something, always working, always being a busybody, that little kid, man. Because he was just a kid. He's not that much older than us. You know, he's similar age. Like, it's not that far-fetched. He was still young. He was a kid, man. He was a young guy. And that's chilling as well. Because you would have thought he was way wise beyond his years then. Because even his voice, it didn't sound young at all.
Yeah.
He would have a rasp to his voice that you would think the guy was like 35 or like about to hit 40. Like he can hit those notes, and he could sing, and he really cared about the instrumentation of everything that he was involved in.
He made great music, and it was different music, and what was comforting was that whole thing of him. You know, in this era of hip hop, a lot of shit sounds the same. So when a Mac drops a project, you're looking forward to it because you know it's gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
When I really looked forward to Swimming because I knew he was gonna hit me with a little bit of self-reflection and more instrumentation than you normally get now in hip hop, and just a lot of jazz influences and very beautiful soul music, basically, and R&B style. And you don't get that from a lot of different artists, and so, you know, listening to Mac, it was comforting, and it was an eye-opener. I never forget my first experience listening to The Divine Feminine. That's my favorite album of his. That was my favorite album of that year. I thought it was a beautiful album. I thought it was absolutely spectacular. I hope you guys go back and listen to that because I feel like it's very underrated. And it seems like Mac was very underrated.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I would like to live a life like Mac Miller's. Very under the scope, very underrated. I'd rather be underrated, but have impact. You know, he had impact. He was humble. And he didn't think too much of himself, and I love that. I love that, man. A lot of people think too much of themselves, and they fuck up. I think, man, he just liked what he did. He loved what he did, and he was in that world. It's hard to find something negative
about him. No one's ever said anything negative about him. He's never been in any sort of controversy, any bullshit. It's just the only bullshit or controversy wasn't even controversy. It's just his life being reported.
Yeah.
Mac, it's an accident. Mac broke up with Ariana. That's just his life.
That's normal life.
That's normal life.
That's everybody.
You know what I'm saying? That's normal life. It's not like something that you can shy away from. These are just things that just happen naturally. You know what I'm saying? And it's also crazy because, like, you know, it goes to show you again, man, all these connections to around him. Like we said in the last one, when we reviewed the last album, we were like, yo, he could have easily, if he wanted to, be on some pop shit or some mainstream shit.
He could have, but
especially with that Ariana connection or whatever.
That's not him.
That's not him.
That's not
Even
him.
the songs he did with her were like still like, it was still
very under the scope.
Very under the scope because he was like doing his thing, his way.
Yeah, man. I love everything about it, man. It's beautiful to not be one of those people who needs their ego stroked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's beautiful. You know, I
Yeah.
He doesn't need to wear the flashiest shit. He doesn't need to wear all his chains, but if he wants to, he could. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he has a video of him working out because he used to work out with Wiz, the same gym, and nigga, he wore all his chains.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was doing push-ups with all his chains, nigga. And like he wears like, bro, like the purest gold because that's yellow gold. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Pure gold.
very pure gold and it's very nice. Yeah, I like his style. And he was just wearing all his chains and doing his push-ups. Like, man, it's so dope. And he doesn't need to go out and wear all his shit and look crazy all the time. And
Yeah.
Mac Miller, guys, you know, he doesn't need that. He's just him.
Yeah.
He loved the way he existed. And I think that's super inspiring, man. I would like to be a person like that.
There's a lot of similarities between him and X too. The way that they would reach out to artists
Yeah.
and just randomly.
Even Denzel, boy, like Denzel,
Random
he
people.
said, "Yo, congratulations, I'm happy for you, man."
Yeah.
And you know, and Denzel was like, "Wow," like, you know what I'm saying? And Mac Miller hit me up to say, like, you don't even, a lot of people don't even realize, like, wow, like, he's looking at me, like, you know what I'm saying? He understands what I'm going through, like,
He would hit up people all the time.
that's so beautiful, man.
Big Sean said that he recently logged into Twitter and he saw that he DM'd him weeks ago. He just never replied because
Wow.
he was never on. He hasn't been on Twitter in a while.
Wow.
So he was like, "Man, I regret not replying now." Things like that because they were once again from that era of the the blog era rap. It was him. It was all these people. Everyone that was basically on the XXL freshman
Bro,
list.
even Sci-Hi.
Yeah.
Sci-Hi's, oh
Same,
my
yeah.
God, like, he had an impact on so many different people.
Even Big Mill was on that cover too.
Bro, Chance, he brought Chance to the second tour ever, and Chance said, "Thank you so much for the opportunity, man." He put a lot of people on. He was very generous, you know.
And the possibilities are still growing. The possibilities are still growing for him. I really felt like he hadn't reached his said so peak because
No, I
his
feel like he
potential
had.
is so strong. He could have possibly been one of the biggest, like, even if he wanted to go mainstream, he could have done it subtly, like, without selling his soul his own way. His talent is crazy. His talent is crazy. And even if he wanted to go straight rap, he's amazing at it. Straight singing, he's amazing at it.
Yeah,
A mix of
man.
both.
It's phenomenal. He
That's crazy.
he included so many different influences in his music that it was just so breathtakingly beautiful. You know, and I love how he spoke. I love his personality. I loved him as a human being, bro. I loved his musicality. Like, he was a cornerstone in hip hop. He was a lantern of light for many people who were in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will listen to him and reflect and empathize with him, maybe going through similar situations as his.
Yeah.
For those people, don't lose hope. Take his situation and be like, I don't want that for me.
Yeah, learn from it. Learn from it.
All you guys listening, going through something, seek help like we always said. All those people that know somebody who's going through something, ask them if they need help. Or just be there for them. They just need somebody to console to. We have to be here for each other.
This nigga like we stopped and revved, right? Or am I crazy?
What's good? What's good? What's good, bro?
Nigga stopped and revved. But no, most definitely shit, I was gonna say something. What the fuck was I gonna say? Shit.
As us not being able to travel the world as of now, and
As of
reach-
fucking now, though, because she's gonna
and-
change.
and reach every corner, every crevice of the world to try to help out many people. You guys who are our supporters and appreciate our work and what we say, do us a favor and spread our word around where you live, because of the fact that we can't get there now. Do us that one favor, spread the positivity, spread the awareness of all of these things. Be the difference in your city. You might not be thanked right now, but in the long run, trust me, people are watching you. People are watching you, and you're gonna make a difference. One sentence, one conversation with a person could really make a difference.
To change your lives.
You know.
One little thing can change somebody's life.
He used to have a MTV show too.
I used to watch it all the time.
Most Dope Family. And it was like his crew. It was like his comp exhibition, Most Dope. And like they would do mad things, just live their lives. And I believe that was the house where all these artists would go to all the time.
Yeah.
In LA.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Be inspired, guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's run with the torch. Let's take what he left and let's keep on going. No matter what you're going through, that's temporary. Everything is temporary. It will soon get better. And you're going to be where you need to be. Where you want to be. Soon, very soon. Just keep on striving every day. And don't give up. If you love what you do, don't give up. That's the whole point of life. Love, right? The Bible says, above all things, love God with all your heart. And love your neighbor as you love yourself. The whole purpose of our existence, a lot of philosophers and people who study metaphysics and things of that nature, trying to find out the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to love and to be loved. That's the whole purpose of why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not complicated.
That was a powerful one. That's real life. Because you can even say that shit with any sort of, not even just humans, even animals. Because you ever heard of lovebirds? Does that really exist? If one dies, the other one dies too. Because it needs that love. Just with a plant. You can't have a plant if it doesn't hang in no water. You gotta nurture that plant. If not, the plant's gonna die.
You gotta watch a Bob Ross painting real quick because he painted a tree and he says, everybody needs a friend. So he painted another tree next to him. Yo, put up a clip. Everybody needs a friend.
That's real life.
Everybody needs a friend. Everybody just wants to be loved and accepted and wanted and needed.
Oh man, this is amazing.
And you guys may look at us and we may act corny or stupid or say crazy things, etc., etc. Man, it's because, we love what we do. We love being alive.
Yeah.
We don't need anything else to sort of add on to our existence and our day-to-days because we're good as we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're better than good. We're great. We're very blessed. Because we're breathing. We have food, we have water, we have shelter, and we have each other. And I think if you want more than that, you're pretty greedy. Because God gave us everything. We did not make one single strand of hair on our head. So how the fuck can we think we need something?
Mm-hmm.
When everything's been given to you. Everything's a gift.
It's another powerful one. This nigga did it back to back. Damn. What hits me too is also like how Mac, the person who passed away, is highlighted because also he looked like a regular person.
Bro, that's so beautiful,
especially
man.
his early ages. He would dress how I would dress. If you check out his video, his Nikes on my feet video, I would dress the same way.
Any spot, just set up my shop. You're mad that your girl always says that I'm hot.
I would dress the same way as him, the same exact way, with the baggy pants and like a shirt that it was either Diamond Supply or some shit to like be cool or something.
Yeah. What's your favorite brand, bro? What's it called?
Ten Deep.
Ten Deep and shit.
10 Deep, and then like a hat. The hat wouldn't fit you.
Yeah.
You wear Converse, or you wear some Nike, some Blazers, some Nike Blazers.
Yeah.
It was real life.
So there had to be something there as a human being for Ariana to be attracted to.
Yeah.
And these girls, and that's the thing, guys. You don't need to look a certain way.
Yeah.
He would just look clean all the time, though. The new Tiny Desk NPR.
Tiny Desk.
Bro, I love his shirt. Like, it looks clean, bro.
That's not no Hanes.
Yo, it ain't no Hanes, but it was plain tee.
That's not Hanes.
He was always cleaned up. You know, he was, you know, but he didn't need to be exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? That was his thing, very under the radar, very clean, very cool. You know, nothing less, nothing more.
Yeah.
It was just him, and it was nice, and it was cool, and it was clean cut.
It was very beautiful.
So what came forth from him was him as a person, and not what he had or wore, or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It was just him as a person. He exuberated beauty.
And prayers to, you know, obviously his family, the Miller family, everyone around him. And I would definitely send prayers to, I would say, Ariana Grande.
Yes,
because
very much so.
she's someone that's been on my mind because she hasn't said nothing yet. She disabled her comments and everything.
Wow.
But obviously you could tell that's something that has to hit more home than ever.
It doesn't matter if you're not with a person romantically anymore. You went through life with them for years, and that's always gonna be with you.
Yeah.
So imagine your ex-lover dying. You know, we cracked an Ariana in the last video, but we didn't crack on her.
Entertainment.
But we just kept on talking about Mac and how much we loved him. Like truly, like oh my god, what the fuck? Like, what you gonna do that nigga back? Because we love him so much. So you can watch the Ariana videos that we have, and we're just like. But it's nothing against her, because, you know, we just want her to be happy. But this right here is such a stab in her back.
It's real life.
Wow.
It's real life. And the thoughts that would go through her head, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard, man. It's hard being fucking famous. Nigga, the things that probably her comments and shit, niggas,
my God.
Oh, it's your fault, or bullshit like that.
Oh, my God.
That shit needs to, you know.
That's nobody's fault, man.
You know, and that, you think that she probably, if those thoughts don't run through her own mind, she's already battling with that?
Ariana, listen, I don't know if you ever may watch this, but just know that he was battling addiction before you, and he was battling addiction after you. Not your fault. Not your fault. And also, we don't control nobody else's life.
Exactly.
We love them, but for a certain point, we have to say, I have to take care of me. I'm sorry, but I love you. But you're just like, what's going on with you? I can't be a part of. And that's what happened with her.
Yeah.
It's not her fault. She's gonna feel survivor's guilt.
That's real life shit. Because, and the thing is, like, she said this in the interview with Ebro when she broke down, crying. She felt like it was her fault when all those kids died in Manchester.
Oh man.
You know, the tragedy that happened at her concert. You know, so now it's like this, and on top of that, you know, this is really like God's giving you trials and tribulations. So we just definitely gotta always spread love, and no matter how big or small a person is, you gotta spread the love to them. And that's why we made this video, because we want you guys to remember that, you know. So instead of bashing or, you know, making fun of, in moments like this, try not to. Don't. Don't do this.
It's not a moment to do it.
It's not a moment to do it. You know, have some sort of respect, and, you know,
and realize that moments like these can arise all the time. So I don't think any time is a good time to do that.
Yeah, especially with the malicious intent.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You can't get more malicious than this at this moment. So why are you doing it at all? Anyways, you know, you just gotta fucking look at yourself in the fucking mirror, man. Like, that shit it's not good. Oh man.
Just we have to be more empathetic, man. We have to be more empathetic. Put ourselves in the situations of others, in the predicaments of others, in the shoes of others.
This is crazy. 2018 hip hop. This is crazy.
And it's almost as if God, you know, He made us, you know, do these videos, and I think it's for moments like these.
Yeah. Because coincidentally, when we're doing them, is the most important times.
Yeah.
You know, the most actual events occurring within the system of the unity, the community of hip hop.
Where hip hop has, we're three Latino men from Providence, Rhode Island, who relate to these people in such a deep way. We love this genre of music. We love everybody incorporated in it.
Yeah.
Mac Miller, being a white artist, he transcended boundaries. You know, he made you colorblind.
Yeah. He makes you proud to be like, oh, this guy, you want to listen to hip hop? Or listen to some Mac Miller.
Yeah.
I can say that 1,000 times. You want to listen to music at all? Oh, I can say Mac Miller.
Yeah.
He's gained that respect tenfold, beyond it, even before, especially before the death. This is something we advocated, and we're going to continue to advocate. now after this death.
What we're gonna do, what's gonna happen one day is we're gonna start a coalition of people. There's complex ambition, and we're gonna help these people, these artists, and there has to be a company or something,
Yeah.
a sort of a big brother for these people who are going through things, because I can't stand to see somebody else die, in the hands of drugs, violence, etc., etc. I can't stand to see this anymore. We have to protect these people because the people are the cornerstones of our society, you know, of our community and of our culture. How are we not going to protect these people?
Yeah.
Colleges protect their football players, their athletes. Why can't we protect our artists?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going
That's true.
on?
And even if people wanted to be on some money greedy shit, because you can say that that's why they do it in the college, because they know, like, oh,
Fuck it.
you know what I'm
They're
saying?
doing it at least.
You know, fuck it, they're doing it at least. And if you want to do that, why not do it with the artists then? Because look at this, you know what I'm saying? Supposedly it's reported that even the actual artists, they're only getting 12%
That's ridiculous.
of the actual money that's happening in the music industry. So you're not going to tell me that there's not enough money around to have some sort of union like that for these artists. You know what I'm saying? A DM might help. Okay, a DM text. But fuck that. Fly niggas out. Where you at? Okay, you over here in this concert? Alright, we're going to send these people over here, blah, blah, blah. They're going to, okay, meet you in the behind the backstage, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit. This ain't no bullshit. Yeah, it wouldn't be no bullshit. Yeah, I'm saying, I can see it happening right now. I can just see it in my head. It's something that's needed. It's not just a thought being thrown out there. It's something that definitely needs to happen. And hopefully it does, man. Oh, man. Hopefully we don't got to do more videos like this ever again.
Oh my God, man.
To be truthful. To be truthful, man.
Your heart stops for a second when you get the news, man. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then, like, last time, too, it was the same way that I found out this time. It's always, like, a friend or someone that I haven't talked to or something. They just text me randomly. You know? It hasn't been when I'm on social media. It's been, like, when I'm off it. You know?
I was asleep when you called me. I was like, what the fuck?
I was driving with Edwin. He had to take him to the dentist. And I was driving with him, and then Tiana was texting me and calling me. And I thought it was a joke. I was like, what? Mac Miller died. Oh, no, ain't no damn joke. Once you Google his name, that's all that came up.
That's so sad, man. Mac, yeah, even saying that phrase, Mac Miller died.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Like, how?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like...
It's chilling, man. It's chilling. Shout out to all the artists that actually have seen our videos and stuff and connected with us, you know. Man.
Thank you guys, man, because we love you all, and you guys, you know, provide soundtrack to our lives, and we do these reaction videos because we love music, and we love showing you guys how music can move you, touch you, make you happy, make you mad, you know, and we're just three friends that love each other and love this.
It's a part of daily life. You know, whether you're in an elevator, whether you're in an amusement park, whether you're watching a commercial, whether you're in the doctor's office, you're gonna hear music of some sort of, you know, a little instrumental playing, something always. It's a part of the world, you know. So that's something that people need to understand and appreciate. And the artists behind these things, they're not just regular people. They're people who are going through real shit. You know, it's not just, oh, he's just an artist. He just, no. Those words he's saying are real shit is happening.
And these are gifted people. Talented people that are using what God gave them and connecting, unifying other people. When you go to concerts, unification of people is a beautiful thing if you really think about it. This one person brought together all these people. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure Drake is responsible for the marriages of a lot of people.
Yeah.
They probably met at a concert, and they relate to the music.
You're responsible for a lot of things that keep life flowing.
You know
what I'm saying? Whether they're good or bad, you're just keeping life flowing.
You hear that one song and reminded you of your ex, and it's just, this is beautiful, man. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
You hear one song you haven't heard in a long ass time, oh my God, it brings me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
Marloon always has that with Eminem. It just brings me back to my child, and you smile real quick or whatever. It's a beautiful thing.
It creates like timestamps within your life.
Yeah.
It's like a timestamp within your life. That song, you correlate it to this memory, to this era.
No, of course, that's how it is. You always correlate music to memories.
That's so
That's
beautiful.
the one thing that we have in this life, even after someone passes away.
Yeah, the music.
Memories, you gotta cherish them, you know.
And even when people pass on, even in the funerals and shit, music, bro. You know, that's so nice. Wow, there's something unspoken about the beauty of music. You know, Mag, we love you, bro. You know, thank you for everything. You know, you live your life in such a way that you help many people out, bro. And even your death is gonna inspire many people to not do that, to not follow that. So thank you, bro, for everything. You worked hard when you're on this earth. You didn't have to do the things you did, but you did it, and I think it paid off.
Yeah. Nothing you did went to waste at all.
Yeah. You touched a lot of people, a lot of artists, and your influence is only gonna multiply. You made us colorblind, and you made us love. I love you, bro.
Rest easy, man.
I mean, everyone has somewhat of a phase of indulgence in all areas. That happened in my life. I mean, man, I was 19 touring the world.
Yeah.
Not on drugs. Drugs are on me. Alright?
I hate being sober. I wanted a drug to do.
No, this is too much though. This is the pure.
Wait, no.
It's not that
I'm
shit
saying
before.
that's how it came
You're not listening to me.
No, I know
This is not even the one that you think is it.
Yeah.
This is the one that's
it.
That's really it.
What, more than active?
Listen to me. I'm your brother. This right here.
I'll taste it. I'll let you know.
You're gonna miss a couple of shows.
No way. No way. This is perfect. It's mine.
I'd rather be the corny white rapper than the drugged out mess who can't even get out of his house. Overdosing is just not cool.
That's my favorite shit. You know who are my favorite rappers in the game? Mac Miller, Machine Gun Kelly, Macklemore, Action Bronson, Asher Roth, Eminem. I just think that they're the best. I just think that.
Well, thanks much, Mac Miller. Keep on rocking in the free world and do-do-do-do.
Dude. asking why no more. Oh no, I take it if it's mine. I don't stay inside the lines. It ain't 2009 no more. Yeah, I know what's behind that door.